Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a video that nobody asked for. Now, if you've been following along with my closet declutters, in my previous episode I actually found some of my old drawing folios in there and I was instantly inspired to film a video for you guys. So drawing isn't something that I've ever shared on my channel, but it is something I'm super passionate about. I used to do so much. I pretty much enjoy anything to do with art and design, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So not talking myself up or anything, I'm not up myself with drawing. I just think I actually am pretty good, and some of the things I have produced still blow me away to this day. And there is one big thing I'm going to show you at the end, and every time I look at it I still can't believe that I drew it. And not only did I drew it in like 2 days. So if you guys are interested, I feel like this will be a bit of fun. If you want to see some of the things I have drawn over the years, then let's just get into it. So the first few drawings I have here are grid drawings. I have one here of Tweety Bird and one here of Goofy, I'm pretty sure it is. Now, if you don't know what a grid drawing is, I don't know if there is a technical name for it, but that's just what I call it. It is where you take the image that you would like to draw and you draw a grid over the entire thing, and then you draw that grid on another piece of paper, either the same size or bigger if you want to upscale the drawing. And then you just go through every little box and you draw the same thing in every little box. So really, this is a foolproof way of drawing. I don't think you have to be talented at all. I think anyone can do this. It's just a bit of fun. It's also really great practice if you want to get better at drawing. Now, the next drawing is a portrait, and I actually use the grid technique for this as well because I have never been any good at drawing faces or animals or anything living because they just end up looking terrifying, whereas my friend Tessa is absolutely mind-blowingly good at drawing portraits. Now, I can't actually remember who this person is at all, but it's a celebrity of some sort, and this is the drawing here. So it's not my favorite thing that I've ever drawn, but this was one of my first portraits, so I think it's pretty good, but it's not really something that I love to do, so it was never something that I did very often. But it was fun to try. I really don't think I could do it without the grid though, and even with the grid it still didn't end up coming out that great, so I just think I wasn't born to draw people. I also love just drawing characters. So I've just realised this is more so Mum's folio than mine because it's got a whole heap of her drawings and paintings as well. And if she lets me, I'll insert some of the paintings that she's done that we literally have around the house on the walls because she does not realise how good she is. And guys, she is amazing. She could sell her work. She goes out, takes a photo of something, and then just paints it, and there it is. She would always say how amazing it was that I could draw so well, but literally vice versa. She can paint so well and I cannot paint to save my life. Speaking of painting, the final thing in that folio that was mine is a few more characters here, but I drew these before I painted them, so I feel like it doesn't really count. But we have a little Pooh Bear, a little Roo, is that what he's called? I swear I did not read the paper and realise that it literally says Roo right next to the picture. How did I not notice that? And another Goofy. So again, I think these are pretty good. I especially love the Pooh Bear, and I just wanted to give painting a go, so I thought I would paint over them, and I think they look really good, but if I was to have painted them from the get-go, they wouldn't look like this. Moving on to the second folio, I know this is all my stuff, so I did save this till last on purpose because this has got some of my best work, I'm pretty sure. So the first drawing I have here is a giant Bugs Bunny. Like I said, I absolutely love drawing characters. It's definitely where my passion and talent really lies. People used to actually always think that I traced my drawings because they were that good, not talking myself up, but people literally thought that, and I could always convince them that I hadn't traced it because if a drawing was, say, this big, when I drew it, it ended up this big because I had no idea how to translate scale with a drawing. So if something was tiny, it would always end up huge when I redrew it. And I think that's something else I was trying to get a handle on when I started doing grid drawings, but still to this day, if I try and draw something small, it's going to end up huge. The next drawing is such a basic drawing. I don't know why I drew this, but I drew Clifford the big red dog, And I know that's super simple and basic, but I still think he looks pretty damn good, so I may as well show you guys. The next little images I absolutely loved drawing. So it's this little emo couple. It's really random, but they're super cartoony and super adorable. So I have two images here. As you can see, the first one is the original emo version, so all black and white. And then I decided to draw them again and do them in color and just have a bit of fun with it. And I just think these are so cute. And I find little things like this super satisfying, but also super quick to draw. So for me, if I was randomly just having a burst of inspiration or just felt like drawing for only 5 or 10 minutes, I would just draw one of these and then I'd be on with my day. The next drawing is this gamer girl here. I have no idea where I copied her from, but I think she's pretty cool. She's a little bit raunchy. I just have so much fun drawing characters like this that are sort of a little bit anime, but not too much. I would love to draw anime as well, but it is so detailed, so it's quite difficult. Now this next drawing I absolutely love. So it is a book cover of the book Fallen. This is a book I read when I was like 15 or 16 and I absolutely loved it. Still love it to this day. I don't know where it is, but if I found it, I would definitely read it. So this is what it looks like. I was just super happy with how this came together because I'm also not the best at coloring because I guess like painting, I'm not good at the whole blending thing. I can color in like block colors obviously, but this was a bit more technical, trying to get some shading and some dimension done, and I think this came out pretty good. Obviously it's not the best, but I think the overall image I was so happy with, and I'm glad it came out good because when I drew it I loved it and I was scared that I was going to ruin it by coloring it in, and I think I absolutely didn't. I think it looks insane. Next we have, again, another one of those random cute little emo couples. I don't know if this was by the same artist because obviously these are more full-size humans rather than tiny little cutesy characters, but I just loved drawing things like this. I feel like they were so simple and so kind of effortless. I could kind of just do something like this to relax, and it's just black and white. It's nice and simple, but I love how they look. This next drawing is not so much emo, but it's kind of like a scene couple. So I spent a lot of time on their hair. As you can imagine, scene hair, there's a lot to it. So this is the drawing here. I didn't ever want to colour this in because I was so happy with how it came out, so I didn't want to ruin it. And as you can see, I just tried to get lots of detail into their hair. And I just always loved how this came out. I feel like the faces came out really well as well. Obviously, there's only slight detail in them, but I just think when you really look at it, I love everything except the guy's hand. But the girl's hand, I think, came out really well as well. Some more little characters that I loved drawing was Pon and Z. So these are just these kind of little blob-like characters. I'm not sure what they are, but they're just really cute and they say cute things. Like this says, "This is how you make my tummy feel." And there's butterflies and it's just simple. Again, I love simple, but I love cute, and I just love something that I can whip up in 5 minutes and then I'm satisfied. And I love this. It's so cute. I didn't really think this through about what I was going to say about each drawing, so I hope this is okay because I don't have much to say. I just really wanted to share these with you guys. The next drawing is kind of like a cross between a character and a face because it's a human character, so I was really spending a lot of time on the detail of the face. And as you can see, I only ever ended up with the eyes, which I do think look really good, but I can tell that I rubbed out that mouth and nose like 50 billion times. And it's not even super detailed like a human mouth or nose. It's a cartoon still, but it was still quite technical. So obviously the rest of Tinkerbell was nice and basic and easy, but her face clearly was a challenge for me. I've also got this bullet for my Valentine image here. It's just in grey lead. I loved practicing drawing text in different really cool fonts. I don't know where this came from, probably just an image off the internet, but I love how the font looks. This next drawing here, I've been waiting for this to appear. I was really hoping that would be in this book because if you've been watching my declutters, I did actually talk about my Wicked Can collection and how I drew a Wicked Can once. And this is the image here. And I've actually dated this, and this was drawn on the 30th of the 9th, 2011. So this was drawn 8 years ago when I was I would have been 17, and this is probably still one of the best things that I've ever drawn. So here it is. As you can see, the scale is off. If I had a Wicked can on me, I would hold it next to it, but I was drawing this straight off the can and it ended up like 6 times bigger than the can. But I'm just stoked every time I look at this. Like, there is so much detail on this dragon, on its scales. Every single part of this image is detailed, and I'm pretty proud that I drew this. This next drawing, not only did I date it, but I also timed it. So I started drawing this at 7 and I finished it at 7:51. So this drawing took 51 minutes. Kind of surprised that it took me that long, but I think it was the first car I'd ever drawn. So I was obsessed with this car, and this is what it looks like. Back in 2011, this was a concept car, so something like this has probably been on the roads for years now, so it's not that futuristic, but I just thought it looked so cool. It looked like, I don't know, a futuristic robotic car that you would see in movies, and I just really wanted to draw it. And I think this came out pretty damn good as well. The final drawing I'm going to share with you in this folio is probably another one of my most prized drawings, and then I'll get onto the piece of resistance. So Jake has had a VL Commodore for years and years and years. It is his pride and joy. It's his baby, and probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I did decide that I would draw it for him because I just thought that would be really special. But let me tell you, cars are so hard to draw. So the front of that car that I showed you just before, that was pretty easy, but I decided I wanted to go from the side because I wanted to capture so much detail in it. And looking at this drawing, it's still so unfinished. So as you can see, I've got kind of the body done. It took me a long time to get this front and this back perfect, and just everything else in between. I'm still not perfectly happy with the mirror, but I think the overall body of the car does look incredible. And as you can see, I'm kind of just left with the wheels. So I finished one wheel and I am pretty happy with how that came out, but it still could be more detailed. But this second wheel, I've rubbed it out and I've tried to do it multiple times, and it's just so hard to get perfect. So this is one drawing that has remained unfinished for so many years, and honestly, it may remain unfinished forever, but I still love to look at it and just think, damn, I did that. So the final drawing to finish off this video, definitely the thing I am most proud of that I've ever created, and I still look at it and think, holy crap, I cannot believe I did that. And like I said, I did it in 2 days. So I decided that I wanted to draw a massive Adventure Time picture for my sister for Christmas and then frame it. This was probably, again, like 6-7 years ago, and I really had to be in the mood for drawing, so it was getting closer and closer to Christmas. I still hadn't done it, but I was like, oh, I know what I'm getting her, so it's fine, I'll just do it when I feel like drawing. And the days were ticking on and it was almost Christmas, and so 2 days before Christmas I was like, yeah, I should probably get onto that drawing. And so I did, and I drew the whole thing in a day, and then I coloured the whole thing the next day, and it's actually insane. How did I do this? So I will show you the picture now. So this is the picture. As you can see, it is just a massive Adventure Time landscape. It's got the house, it's got all the characters, it's got all the details, all the parts of the land. And I know I've said this so many times, but I still can't believe I drew this. I feel like every character came out so well. Sometimes when I'm drawing characters, like with the portraits, their faces can come out a bit weird, and it's really hard to get them perfect because you kind of have to figure out where you're going wrong so that you can fix it. But I think every single detail of this came out so well, and I still just can't believe it. I love looking at it. I love showing it to people. I love when my sister shows it to people and tells them that I drew it, because obviously you can tell that it was drawn, but people are kind of blown away when you're just like, yeah, my sister drew that for me, and it's pretty damn amazing. And yes, there are still people that probably think that I traced that, but I didn't. I think tracing things is actually much more frustrating sometimes, because if I can't see the lines, it bothers me, and I'm not going to trace everything on a damn window, especially not a picture that big. So yeah, I hope this didn't come across as me like bragging about myself, because I just really wanted to share this with you guys. It's a passion of mine and I love doing it and I love what I've created. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a massive thumbs up if you did and subscribe down below if you are new. And of course, don't forget to click the little notification bell so you don't miss another video. And let me know if you would like to see some drawing time lapses. I did mention that in my wardrobe declutter, but not everyone might have seen that. So if you would like to see drawing time lapses, I'd be so down for that. I don't know if I'd be able to draw under pressure, but I would be happy to give it a go for you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing day and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!